Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk to you all about how you can use Canva to design your next sales page or funnel project. Very, very exciting. So let's get to it. Now, here I am in Canva, just on my home projects page, homepage here. So the great thing about Canva is how much you can do with it. Now, yes, there are some limitations, as there are with everything. And don't get me wrong, I love Adobe and I very much adore using it on multiple occasions. But I do think Canva has a place, and as a designer, I love to use both. So I wanted to share with you today how you can use Canva to design your next funnel project. So if you come over to create a design, you can type in web and get websites. And this works really well. And the reason I like using website is because you can change the height of the sections. So you can literally, what I use this for is each one of these is actually a page. So when it says here, add page, to me, this is then the next section in the project. So that's how I use it. And you can use it to do so much. So I'm just going to show you how I would use it maybe to wireframe to start with, which is one of the things, as much as I might normally use XD to wireframe, there's nothing to say that you couldn't wireframe with Canva. So it's a great thing to use before you're ready to invest in a wireframing tool. So I'm just going to grab this copy a minute here. So this is just some placeholder copy for an opt-in page. So you might have this at the top, and then your title here, and then I would have image button and then an as seen in section. So now what you might want to do is, here's where you could do it a few different ways, and this is where wireframing comes in as being something, oh, not what I meant to do, something really important, because you could either add in your image, I'm just going to put a shape in as pretending this would be the image. So you could either add your image in the center here, and then have, like, you might have another line of copy and a button, which means that this section gets a little bit bigger. Coming down here, you might then have, I'm going to put just leave that there, and then you might have a button. Let's just put in another rectangle for now. You see, this is why it's good to wireframe like this, because, and then I'm going to duplicate that and put in CTA button. Oh, so it's my fault for not uppercasing. There we go. So that's like that. And then you can see how we've already started to wireframe like this. But another way you might want to do it is, let's say, let me get rid of this, delete. You could then duplicate, and instead of doing it this way, let's say you want a picture that is more portrait, maybe it's an ebook or something like that. And then you might want to move this here, and you might want to add more text. You know, so you might have your subheading here, but then maybe you have a bunch of other text, and then your button would go here. You know, so you can really plan it out and see what is going to be the best for you, and it just works really, really nicely like that. So one of the reasons that Canva is so great. Right, so the other thing that you can use Canva for is your backgrounds. I use Canva quite a bit for creating backgrounds. And if you've wireframed out in Canva like this, then you already know the size that you're going to need for each section. If you're not sure, then I often come in and just go straight for the presentation side, because it's 1920 by 1080. So sometimes I'll just create on this, and then I can shrink it and, you know, change it around. So you can play around with some really cool things in terms of backgrounds. So what I love about Canva is you've already got all these assets here. Obviously, it depends on whether you've got a paid account or not, but let's say you wanted your polka dots like this. I don't want to make it bigger though, so maybe that's not a great idea. This one might be better. Yeah, there we go. I did the wrong thing. You can quite easily do your background like that, but then what you might want to do is actually have the background here, a fun colour, and then, you know, change these. And again, because you've got your branding in here, it's just quite nice to be able to make those changes and kind of see that there. And you've already got your background like ready to go. It's just a really nice and simple way to do that. And the other thing I like to do using Canva is to actually create some of the little assets as well. So I'm just going to show you some examples here of some that I used and I created for a sales page funnel template that will be, at the time of recording this, will be launching soon. At the time of you seeing this, I'm hoping will already be launched. But for example here, you know, we've got, you know, this could be, this might be your photo where your bio is going, or your client's photo with their bio, and like you can create this and have the kind of the different images, you know, and layer on the different assets there, and you can create all of these like images within Canva, and it makes it nice and easy to then download. So you've got your cool, you know, your pictures and then your overlays with the different assets and things like that. Now something like this, I will have created these assets at the back in something like Illustrator, and then saved the SVGs and brought them into Canva specifically for the purpose of sharing these with the design. But there's nothing to say you couldn't use the elements that are already here within Canva to create these kinds of things. So just to kind of show you examples, or here's something just really simple where it's just a, you know, got a background to it with an image, and it's just in a nice shape instead of the standard square that otherwise you might put in. So Canva works really nicely for doing that. So those are the three main things I like to use Canva for. So if you're going to wireframe, then it can work really well. It's really good for backgrounds, and then also it's really good for those specific assets for creating, changing the shapes on your photos and maybe using little icons and stuff like that. It can work really, really well. To be honest, you can pretty much design the whole thing here in Canva. It's a great, great tool, and I highly recommend it.